I may have found the answer to one of the most commonly asked questions in cycling. And that is, how can I maintain fitness when I'm away on holiday, away for work, or when I'm away from my bike for any length of time? Well, stick around and I'm about to tell you how. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. We're on a mission to double our subscribers this year to get to 40,000. And I would really appreciate your help. In this video, I want to talk about what I did to maintain my cycling fitness while I was away for 10 whole days without my bike. This was an experiment I never knew I needed, but I guarantee it will help you in some way, shape or form. And it definitely helped me in realizing what I can get away with in order to maintain some sort of fitness without my bike. So I actually went away. I spent 10 days in Lithuania on family business. Before I left, I did a huge race effort up Alpe d'Huez on Zwift, 37 minutes at 345 watts. Using nothing but a techno gym bike that was available to me at the hotel. It had just 12 gears, it had a massive saddle, and I only spent 30 minutes a day on that thing. It's all I could manage, to be honest. And when I got home, I was able to reproduce the same performance that I did before I left 10 days ago. But the effort that I did when I came home was 2 minutes shorter. But still, a 2 watt difference over a 35-minute effort. I will take that. So before we go any further and I tell you exactly what I did to maintain this fitness, I want to give you a little bit of a backstory. So here's me from the past. Welcome to my gym. It feels like it. There's nobody else here, and there hasn't been for like the last 10 days now. I've just been trying to ride and do things in this gym on my new bike. Do you like it? It's a techno gym. That's pretty much all I know about it. It has 12 gears, or 12 effort levels they call it. I've just been doing like really short, like 1 hour rides with some like 30-30s, 60-30s, anything that doesn't involve me like concentrating for a long period of time, because like doing any sort of hard sustained effort on this thing is really difficult, as you can imagine. Look at the saddle on it. But I've been able to do some single leg work here with some reasonable weight. I mean, I've got basics here to get me through, but Lithuania, yeah, we are in Kaunas. We're in the Kaunas hotel, actually, and there's a swimming pool just there as well. Nobody's there though. And I've been going out and about, walking. I haven't been doing any running, although I'd like to, because I'd like to be able to see a bit more. Okay, thanks for that. So we know that VO2 max, blood volume, stroke volume, cardiac output will all decrease after 4 weeks of inactivity, but there's not a lot of research on like a shorter amount of time away from the bike, somewhere between that like week and 3 to 4 week time duration. So I was curious to see if I could maintain my fitness over these 10 days. 10 days is still a long time. You know, I coach people. You know, I know myself, if I take time off the bike, you know, in the back of your head, you're always like, oh, I need to get back on the bike. You know, I can't miss a couple of days. And sometimes it's good, but also sometimes, you know, it really doesn't fit in. And you do kind of want to try and do something to maintain your fitness as best as possible. And this was a prime example. So what can you do then? The answer actually lies in really short, sweet effort. But let's break it down. Of the 10 days I was away, I rode for 8 of those 10 days. So I had 2 rest days. I actually only spent a maximum of 1 hour on that gym bike at a time, but the average length of time I spent on it per day was about 30 minutes. Now, most of the sessions were just a warm-up of 10 to 15 minutes, and then I was doing some really short, intense blocks of 30-30s, so 30 seconds max, 30 seconds recovery, and 1 minute max, 30 seconds recovery, intervals like that. Now, these weren't really anything groundbreaking. I didn't do them on purpose. The reason why I chose these efforts was because, you know, this gym bike is not ideal. You can't ride it like you can, you know,
your static turbo trainer at home where you've got lots of gears and resistance. This thing is, you know, maybe a little bit old and doesn't have that range of gears and also doesn't have that resistance. Plus, I was also riding in trainers. So I had to make from it what I could, and I thought doing the short but hard efforts would have been easier than suffering in the non-air conditioned space by doing long efforts. That's not to say that doing 2-minute efforts or 3-minute efforts might have actually benefited me just as well, but that's just what I chose to do, was the 30-30s and the 60-30s, the micro intervals that we might refer to them as. So plain and simply, I did that most days. And you can see from some of the footage that I took of the stay there that really there wasn't anything else complicated to it. I did 1 or 2 gym sessions because technically I was in a gym and it was very quiet. I wouldn't have said I did anything, you know, overly progressive. It was more maintenance weights, light weights, because at the same time I'd already accepted the fact that I might have lost fitness. And I know some of you are going to say in the comments that what I'm referring to here is a very one-dimensional level of fitness. Like, I've used just this one effort of 35 minutes in length to gauge whether or not I've gained or lost power, right? This isn't necessarily a big enough experiment to say that I have legitimately held on to fitness or lost fitness, but rather I've maintained fitness at this level that, well, I tested before I went and I tested it come back. I mean, I could have done a 10-minute effort, could have done a 5-minute effort, but this is just the one that we went for. So that's something to consider. But in conclusion, there are some things to consider here, that everyone is different. You know, I may have adapted to the training that I completed before going away. You know, the 10-day trip may have come at just at the right time where I was able to recover but also adapt. My nutrition, my sleep during this trip was okay. It may have been that these factors played a part in, you know, me just recovering and adapting, and therefore when I got back I was fresh and I was ready to go. But it does say something for these short, hard intervals. And I coach a couple of riders who tend to go away, they visit family, they go away on business trips, and they spend up to a week away in a gym, and they always have that worry of, am I doing the right thing to maintain? And over a short period of time it doesn't matter so much, but if it was a much longer period of time, then you can start to see where this can really play a part. So I'm going to end it here. If you enjoyed this video and the insight that it's brought to you, and maybe you could use it going forward, then please let me know in the comment section down below. And like I said, please subscribe. We're going to try and hit 40,000 subscribers this year. And please like the video and share it with your cycling groups. I'll see you next time.